We are live. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? As your New York Knicks take care of business against the Utah Jazz. Appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in for the Knicks Nation post-game show. Ladies and gentlemen, your New York Knicks defeat the Utah Jazz by a final score of 134 to 117. Look, it's not about how you start, right? It's about how you finish. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. The game ball, in my opinion, clearly goes to Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson comes into the basketball game and he has been playing well since he's pretty much been inserted into the rotation, And against his former team, he gets the nice tribute video in Utah. He spent 5 years in Utah. And, this game started off absolutely abysmal for this New York Knicks team. And they were giving up threes left and right. They allowed 41 points in the first quarter to the freaking Utah Jazz. And there was a point in this basketball game where I kind of just knew the Jazz weren't going to win. Like, they were going to tank. They were going to finish this out with a loss, and they did. But, the bench came in for the New York Knicks and kind of calmed things down, if you were to say. And Jordan Clarkson led the helm of that. And, Brunson had an abysmal first half, comes out in the third quarter, shoots way better. Karl-Anthony Towns again with a dominant game, in my opinion. OG Anunoby got going there in the second half. Jose Alvarado, I thought, played a really good game in the limited minutes he did play. So it is not about how you start. And the start for this Knicks team, they came out with no energy again. They were just lackadaisical. And it was a concern. It really was a concern. It was pathetic. If you want to, be blunt, it was absolutely pathetic the start the New York Knicks had up until the, pretty much the second quarter. And just what we saw in that first half was just terrible basketball, especially from Jalen Brunson, who I thought probably his worst half that we've seen. But he did come out in the third quarter and, look like Jalen Brunson, so that's a positive sign. And here we are, man. We beat the Utah Jazz by a final score of 134 to 117, right? You take it and run. The New York Knicks start an easy 7-game stretch here. Whether you want to say it's easy or not, well, they start 1-0. Tonight almost gave me a damn heart attack. I'm not going to lie to you, because it wasn't easy, but in the second half it was easy, if you know what I mean. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. We are just getting started over here in the Knicks Nation post-game show. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the support, as always. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new here. Hello, late night post-game. 9 p.m. start, last 9 p.m. start of the season. And now the New York Knicks can finish off this 5-game trip with a trip to Indy. A trip to Indy. Let me just zoom out. All right. There we go. Tendrils in the chat. Appreciate all the members in here. Tendrils in the chat. Nostalgic, what's going on? Doug Fresh, salute. Mike Morgan, what's going on? Joel, Block, Daniel, D-Nice, Prezi, Doug Fresh. What's going on, Chad? Johnson, what's going on? Nostalgic. Chem Doc says, I'll take it. I was watching Love is Blind reunion and crashing out over being down 18 to a tank machine. Exactly, man. Exactly. Lewis says, it honestly seems like they're just ready for the playoffs to start and not putting all the effort in. We'll see, Lewis. There were some concerns in that first half, Lewis. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Some real concerns in that first half, and we'll get through it all. But right now, I kind of want to be positive, and we'll talk through the negatives in this basketball game because there were a lot of them. Shout out to Jordan Clarkson, man. Shout out to Jordan Clarkson. This guy has been parked on the New York Knicks bench, and he now has, I would say, instilled himself back in the rotation. Look, no Josh Hart in this basketball game. So they started Landry Shamet, and it didn't look good to start, right? Again, the Landry Shamet starting lineup numbers with the starters don't look good. I personally would like to see Muhammad Diawara start in the Knicks starting five. But, Shamet finishes with a plus 21 on the night. Diawara comes in, gives you two threes, 10 points, had a nice driving layup. Diawara is just a ball of energy, and I just love the way he plays. But yeah, Jordan Clarkson, man, for a guy, he's a bucket getter. Anytime you need a bucket, and the New York Knicks were struggling to score. They were struggling to score in this. 86 Smur, appreciate you for becoming a member. Shout out to you, 86 Smur. They were struggling to score in this basketball game, and Jordan Clarkson comes in against his former team. He's comfortable playing in Utah, and tonight in the Lakers game, like, Clarkson has shown you, like, that's a guy that you can go to in a pinch. And a lot of people didn't like Mike Brown taking him out the rotation to begin with. But look, he's a veteran. He's always been professional. He's always been on social media after the games, like, cheering on the guys, and he's not sulking whatsoever. And he's a true professional. So he comes in and gives you buckets. That's exactly what Clarkson does. He comes in, gives you buckets, and just absolutely has an amazing basketball game for the New York Knicks, and honestly propels them to a victory when it was looking extremely ugly to start this basketball game, to the point where I was just shaking my head and just like, I mean, you guys heard on the podcast, I'm in cruise control, but if the Knicks lost this game, it would have been flames, but they didn't, right? But they didn't. Oh, appreciate you, 86 Murr. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. L Figgy's in the building. What's going on, L Figgy? Joel says 3 seed comfort now. Let's lock it in. We're not getting no 2 seed though. We'll see, man. We'll see. Still a lot of games left. Again, the Knicks schedule is light to end the season, and we'll see. There's still not a lot of games left, but there's still some games where the New York Knicks can catch some ground. Cleveland lost tonight, so the New York Knicks extended their lead over them. And I don't believe Boston's going to play anyone versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, so we'll see if they even win that game. And, there's still a lot of season left, and we'll see where the New York Knicks fall. But they did what they were supposed to do, right? They win the game. To kind of go back to the starting five, Brunson was absolutely garbage in the first half. Trash, like, dare I say, like, he was bad. Turning the ball over, he looks extremely small, and I've been saying that for like weeks now. Brunson looks extremely small out there, and it was more of the same in the first half. There was a sequence at the end of the second quarter where Karl-Anthony Towns had it going, and Brunson takes 2 shots, misses both of them. Utah hits a buzzer beater, and I'm sitting there like shaking my head like, man, this version of Jalen Brunson is not good at all for this basketball team. And he comes out in the third quarter, gives you 15 points in the third quarter, and absolutely looked like Jalen Brunson, right? It's like, I don't know what happened in the locker room. You saw the raw emotion from him. You can tell that it's bothering him that he's not playing well, and Jalen Brunson just came out and set the tone in the third quarter amongst others. But buzzer beater, what's going on? Loud and clear, what's up? What's up? And yeah, shout out to JB for having that big third. Gives you 10 out of 11 for the free throw line. And, Big Cat, man. And, I kind of want the New York Knicks to keep feeding him, man. He's been super efficient. He's been just on his game, man. 7 rebounds, 7 assists for Karl-Anthony Towns tonight to go along with 21 points, plus 20 on the night. Cat has just been awesome, man. And, it's a blessing to see Cat play like this, honestly. It really is, after, what he went through to start the season. And he looks like he's locked in. OG. 3 of 5 from 3, OG. And just Mikal. It's just 5 points. 2 of 9 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 5 boards, 2 assists. Did have 2 blocks in the first quarter. I want to point that out. Did have 2 blocks in the first quarter. But, Muhammad Diawara's, he's kind of been outplaying him, to be honest with you. Shamit's been like outplaying him all year. And Mikal is just like going through something. I don't know what it is, but he's missing open threes. He's missing he came out prior to the game. I think I have the quote here. Prior to the game. This is from Mikal. This is too big. Sorry. Too big. All right, so he says his confidence isn't the problem. So why has production fallen? Mikal says, I don't know. Think it's just the game of basketball. Sometimes you try to get open, and sometimes it doesn't find me. Just try to find a ways to stay aggressive. So that was prior to the basketball game from Mikal Bridges. So he's saying sometimes the ball doesn't find him. And, he's right, but play better. And he's on one. Like, I kind of don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but, it is what it is at this point. Like, Muhammad Diawara has been kind of outplaying him. Andrew Shamit's kind of been outplaying him all year, and it's just been something to watch. It's something to watch. It's something we're noticing, and there's honestly not much more we can say about it. But we can complain here on out and just keep complaining about Mikal. But where does that get us? Where does that get us? He's not going anywhere. He's going to be on the team game 1, round 1, and that's where my head is at. And he's important to this basketball team, and we need him at the end of the day because he does offer some good, but the bad has kind of outweighed that lately, and we're kind of magnifying that. But, we win. So I guess that's my piece on the Mikal Bridges aspect. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Late night post game over here on the East Coast Wednesday. Knicks, after giving us kind of a scare in the first half, they come out and demolish the Utah Jazz 134-117. Like I kind of like, even when the Knicks were down, I was like, there's no way. And look, the Knicks haven't won in Utah since 2022. So this has kind of been like a house of horrors for them. And what's his name on Utah was just Sensabog. Lights out, 6 of 11 from 3, 29 points. They shot 18 of 36 from 3, guys. And then Keontae George goes down with an injury, and I'm like, here's their tank job, right? This is when they start to tank. And look, that's exactly kind of what happened. And I saw some tweets floating around like this, even though we won, it doesn't really feel good. I get that. I understand that. But you win and move on. All I care about right now is the standings. I just want this Knicks team to be top 3, and I think they will finish top 3, preferably number 2. And you just judge them on that. A win's a win. They got some good contributions, especially from Jordan Clarkson. Now it's a positive sign in the right direction. Like, where does Mike Brown go with that? Does he continue to play him within the rotation? We'll see. And I think he can. I think he will. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Joel says, I've been saying Clarkson will be valuable come playoff time. Yes. Anytime you need a bucket, just go to JC, right? Esquire, what's going on? He says, did I miss the Mikal rant? Not really a rant on Mikal, but I said what I had to say about him. Honestly, where does it get us? Where does it get us at this point? If he's doing this in April, next month, in round 1, yes, then my rants will start up again regarding him. But it is what it is at this point. He's just struggling. He's going through it. You have players outplaying him, rookies outplaying him. You have Shaman has been outplaying him. It is what it is, right? Nostalgic says Mo should be starting. I agree. Chris says Knicks always struggle at Utah. Yes, always. Jerome says I'm tired of Mikal, to be honest. That's kind of where I'm at. I am just hoping that whatever it is, if it's him, I think it's mostly him. If it's the offense, I'm just tired of it. he was the forefront of wanting Tom Thibodeau to go. And here we are, and he's kind of having a down year with a new coach. And, you know, I just hope that in the playoffs this turns around. I do. Because if not, I don't think the Knicks will go far. And look, some may say that already, but Mikal needs to step up for sure. He needs to step up. He's not playing well. He's not playing up to his contract. He's not playing, damn sure not playing up to those picks. So we'll see. We'll see. What I do like is we have guys that will step up and have no fear. The Awara's here, right? That's what I do like. And I do like Shamet. I do like we got guys now to step up. If Mikal, if he's going to decide to do this in the playoffs, Mike Brown has not been afraid to bench him. Has not been afraid. Buzzer Beater says we are at a game and a half against up ahead of Cleveland. Yes. Randu. What's going on, Randu? El Figure says Jalen's got to clean up the AFT passes. They lead to turnover. Yeah. I mean, he had a bad first half, guys. And the turnovers he had 2 turnovers in the first half, 1 turnover in the second half. He did clean up this basketball game. 8 assists, 28, 4-7. He really cleaned up this game because he was bad. Like, he was bad in the first half. And I'm just happy that he came out in the third and had that third quarter because he's been on one. He has been on one for sure. And, yes, it was against Utah. But still, it's good to see him bounce back in that third quarter and, help propel the Knicks to win this one, right? 86 says, good to see Deuce traveling with the team. Hopefully he'll be back full-fledged come playoff time. Yes, we are hoping for that. CJ, what's going on? Salute, CJ. Salute to every single one of you guys. Pause, what's up? What's going on, Pause? Nostalgic. Oh, man. Esk says, you got the Shamet start. You want it? Did the team open better? I wanted Mo D. I came around to Mohamed Diawara starting. I want Shamet continuing to be on the bench. He thrives with the fast lineup. He thrives with Alvarado. He thrives with those lineups where he's playing fast. And we saw a little bit of that in the second half, right, when he got it going. But I want Mo D to start. That's where my head is at. I want Mo D to start. It's not going to happen, but I want Mo D to start. But we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. But shout out to Jose Alvarado, 15 minutes, 4 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds. Mike Brown only played him, I believe, like 4 minutes in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that number could have been up more. He had the highest plus minus on the New York Knicks. In the first half, he came in and provided ton of energy. I thought he could have been playing more because when the New York Knicks looked lifeless, Alvarado actually came in and looked good. And that's a positive sign because Alvarado has looked poor lately, right? So 7 assists, the passes have always been there, most of them to Cat, and gives you the 2 steals. Did have a defensive possession that they called a foul on, and that's where I was like, look, when the Knicks play physical, when they try to play like Detroit, when they try to play like, I don't know, who else plays physical? Houston. They're not allowed to play physical because it was the possession where Alvarado had a strip and they call a foul. And I'm like, look, Knicks get treated differently than these other teams. And I just love that he plays that way and he played physical tonight. And it showed up in the box score. So shout out to Jose. Big bounce back game for Jose. And Big Mitch, man. Big Mitch came into this basketball game and absolutely dominated on the boards. Dominated. 13 rebounds in 22 minutes. 5 offensive rebounds. Nobody could stop him. Mitchell Robinson, thank you for being who you are. And a really good second half for this club. After an abysmal first half. And here we are, man. We're 42 and 25, right? Yeah, 42 and 25. We're 3 games over 500 on the road. And away we go. Utah got some players, man. Filipowski, from Middletown, New York. Good player. Got some players. Keontae George got hurt. Really good player, as we know. Ace Bailey, 21, 5 of 10. OG had a nice block on him. Good player. Kevin Love. Yo, when Kevin Love had that outlet pass that led to a bucket in the first half, I was just laughing, man. It reminded me of the 2023 playoffs when, remember Love was killing us with those passes versus the Miami Heat, but I was just laughing. But yeah, Utah got a good little squad. They're missing some guys, but they're on tank mode, right? And the New York Knicks did what they had to do, and they won. They won. Old man Knicks fan says Mo D is definitely not scared to shoot. Definitely not. And I love it because he's shooting like 40% this year, right? So keep on shooting. Keep on shooting. Keep on shooting. Joel says weirdest stretches in the game. Yeah. Chris says it's Knicks versus everybody. Loud and Clear says the slow starts are too frequent. Yes. They are. And that's kind of how it was last year as well, too, right? And it's been like this year, too, and people want to change the starting lineup. But I even tweeted before the game, look, Shaman, I would like to see Shaman in the starting lineup, but the analytic numbers are pretty much, they're actually worse with Shaman in the lineup over Josh Hart. A little worse. So that's what led me to kind of wanting Mo D to replace Josh Hart in the starting lineup. Now, look, Hart is dealing with he's banged up. He was out today. And but I just think that if Mike Brown's going to make a change, it would have to be like today because April's right around the corner, guys. And I would have thought like Mo D would have started today, right? And we've seen him a little bit. He started a couple of games, right? We've seen him start, but they finished well. And now they just, I know we dropped 134 points, and we allowed the Utah Jazz to shoot 50% from three, and they scored 117. But I would like to see this team just dominate more, just be more consistent more. And what we saw in the first half was just them just being lethargic and lazy and just not playing their brand of basketball, which they just fall into this trap sometimes of doing. And it got better in the second half. But yes, these slow starts, man. We all saw it in the playoffs last year. They got down by like 20 in a blink of an eye, and they would have to scratch and claw their way back up every single game. And it was frustrating. I hope that's not the case this year, but I do think what we have over last year is we're deeper. Like, we're way deeper. Like Clarkson, Alvarado, Deuce, Mitch, Mo D, right? These guys can step in and perform, right? So when Mikal has a goose egg or a stinker in the playoffs and everyone's going crazy, play Mo D over him. And Mike Brown, do it. Do it. And I think he will. El Figgy says, what about the play in the third when Mikal didn't even run for the ball? Now he's not even going to rebound. Yeah, I know. I know, man. If I go to his game log, I know it's going to piss me off. Look at this, man. Look at this. 5 points, 7 points, 0 points, man. Come on, man. He has 12 points in his last 3 games, man. Yeah, man, it's just so weird, man. It's just so weird. It's just he's such a hot and cold player, man. And it gets me upset, but I try not to get to that point. But again, these games aren't really where we won tonight. But if he's gonna do this in a game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4, something like that in the playoffs, round 1, round 2, if he's gonna do this, then it's just been an abysmal year. But I don't think he will. I think he'll turn it around. I think he'll turn it around. So we'll see. I mean, but yeah, the effort, the thing about what you brought up, Elfiggy, the thing that I hate is that sometimes the effort isn't always there with him. And if you're not going to shoot well, if you're not going to be involved in the offense, at least give us effort. At least show us. All right, 86. At least show us, at least dive for loose balls, right? At least give us, the 150% all the time. And we don't see that from him. So that's why people get upset with him, because it's like, okay, if you're not going to score, if you're not going to do this, if you're not going to bang down low, if you're not going to generate contact, then what are you here? What are you doing? But right now I'm at a place where I just know that Mike Brown is not going to be afraid to play Modi over him, Shaman over him. We've seen it this year. So, okay, Mikel, if you're going to keep on doing this, playing like this, you're going to get benched. You're going to get benched. It's whatever it takes to win, right? Whatever it takes to win. So, snap out of it, man. Whatever. But I just don't think it has meshed well. But, he showed us last year in the playoffs. He had some good moments, right? That's why I'm I'm kind of on cruise control. I want to get upset right now, but I need to see how it looks in the playoffs again. The playoffs are so close, right? So I'm at the point where I'm he better not do this in the playoffs, because then it's flames. Chris says Bridges probably afraid to get hurt, going for the loose ball. Yeah, I mean, he never gets hurt. That's the thing. Anytime he has injury scares, he's always popping back up. And he's never missed a game. He's so durable, and there's reasons for that. But I'm just happy we have a 20-year-old rookie who's not afraid to do the little things that sometimes Mikel is afraid to do, right? Because Mo D has been consistent. He's been consistent. He's been solid. Not great. He's been good. He's been really good for this team. And Shaman has been really good too, especially when his 3-point shot is on. But Nick shot 43% from 3 tonight. Better. Okay. 21, only missed one free throw tonight. One free throw they missed tonight. Round of applause for that. Where's my applause? There it is. I couldn't find it. 45 boards, 37 assists, 10 turnovers. Love that. 10 steals, 3 blocks, 15 offensive boards. Big game. You did what you're supposed to do. Right? And in the midst of it, you have JC playing really well now. And now that what begs the question, Nostalgia says Mikel's better with the second unit. Yeah. It seems like a lot of guys are better with the second unit, which is weird. Buzzer beater, yes. I've been telling you since last year who Mikel is. Yep. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys as always. 12 a.m. over here on the East Coast. Just struck 12:01 a.m. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. Late night post games. We up. We ride with this team, man. We ride and die with this team. We love this team, right? They drive us crazy like they did in the first half. I was just laughing. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm bro, the January Knicks are back. After all of this, we thought that the inconsistencies, they're consistent at being inconsistent. That's the main thing the New York Knicks are consistent at. They're consistent at being inconsistent. So, look, if you look at the standings, 1.5 games up on Cleveland, 2 games behind Boston, and it came out today or a few hours ago that the Celtics are resting guys versus the Thunder tomorrow. So, look, there is a world where you finish the 2 seed, but it's looking more likely that you're going to finish 2 or 3, right? And I'm okay with that. Like I am. I'm okay at finishing 2 or 3. If the season ended today, your first round matchup would be the Miami Heat. And it seems like 5, 6, and 7. Look at the Toronto Raptors now in the play-in tournament. I knew they were frauds. Play-in tournament. They've lost 2 straight, 4-6 in their last 10. So it's either one of those teams, and that would be a dream matchup in the first round. Knicks, Raptors. Right now it's the Heat, but or the Magic, but that's what it's shaping up to be. Philly's on a free for all. They're injured. So if you look at our schedule, once again, we have a light schedule coming up here, right? We have 6 more, I think it's 7-game stretch where we're at Indiana. And look, they almost beat us last time in Indiana. It took a Jalen Brunson 3 on the right side of the court to win that game. Remember, that was the game after the NBA Cup. They came into Madison Square Garden and beat us, man. So let's go to Indiana. Let's not play with our food, man. Can we not play with our food? Can we have a convincing win? I know tonight was a convincing. It wasn't like a 1 through 4 convincing win. It was a second half convincing win, I guess. Midway through the third convincing win. But can we dominate the entire basketball game? Can we put it together like we did in Denver? In Denver, can we do that again? I like that. So at Indiana, Golden State, no Steph Curry in the Garden. Versus Indiana again, Brooklyn, Washington. Will Karl Anthony Towns drop 100 during this game? Will Jalen Brunson drop 100 against the Washington Wizards? We shall see. Find out March 22nd. They disallowed Bam to drop 83. And that was a controversy in the NBA. The Wizards, man, we ain't getting that pick. We're not getting that pick. They stink. Then the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm not calling the Pelicans game a layup because they have players. They have a squad. Murray, I saw him tonight cross someone over and then stared at him, and it was like an awesome moment. I love that type of stuff. And then at Charlotte, and then it gets tougher. At Charlotte, at OKC, at Houston, right? And then the matchup versus Boston, which will probably, I would say this April 9th game versus Boston could define whether the New York Knicks finish the number 2 seed. Because if they win that game, they own the tiebreaker versus the Boston Celtics, right? So, but it's not really a daunting schedule. The last daunting stretch is this stretch right here. Charlotte, OKC, Houston. That's it. There should be no reason why the Knicks can't win their next 6 games. Indiana, Golden State, Indiana, Brooklyn, Washington, New Orleans. Right? So, it's getting down there. It's getting to crunch time. Lotto Clear says the Hornets are sleeper. Yes, they are. That's a team that I don't want to face in the first round, the Hornets. Right? That's a team who I think would kind of knock out, the Cavs or the, dare I say, Pistons. Right? In the first, that would be crazy. Elfiki says, on a positive, Cat has been on a roll. We have to have the defense through him when he's the biggest player on the court. Take advantage of the mismatch. Yes, man. Shout out to Karl Anthony Towns. Dog. Look, man. Where is it? There it is, man. Big Cat. The Big Cat. This has been when you kind of zoom out, Cat has been the stretch that Cat has been on. He didn't get the double-double tonight. But if I go to his game log, guys, he's 20 and 12 on the season. And this is on a down shooting year for Big Cat. His last 3 is really he's been really good, man. He's been really good. 3 of 6 tonight from 3. 3 of 4 versus the Clippers. Like, there's sometimes when I just want them to feed him more. Right? There's sometimes when he is our best player on the court. Like tonight, first half, clearly best player on the court. And there's sometimes when Brunson needs to realize that. Like, and get him the ball. And it's middle of March, so we're still seeing like the offense kind of hot cold, which I hope they, can be more consistent. But yeah, man, he's just been awesome, man. He's been awesome from three. He's been awesome at the free throw line. The rebounding has been there. Now the assist, 14 assists in his last 2 games. Right? 1 personal foul tonight. You love that. But you just hope that this carries over in the playoffs, and you just hope that like last year, I remember there was some games where, game 2 versus Detroit where he kind of got benched down the stretch, or like I just hope that the Knicks realize, like sometimes, and Brunson realizes, like, look, my center is the best man on the court right now, so I need to feed him. I need to get him involved early. I need to get him confidence, and I need to get him going, because Cat is a mismatch out there, especially when opposing centers are guarding him. He looks like he has his explosive back, and that's a very positive sign. So Big Cat has just been playing really well, man. So shout out to Big Cat. Jesse says, of our last 15 games, 8 are against tanking teams. Exactly. So 8 are against tanking teams. We could surpass the win total of last year, and I think we do. We're at 42. Yeah, 42. We might. What did we win last year? 51. It's very much obtainable. And again, Celtics, Knicks. I mean, I go to the Celtics schedule. They have the Thunder tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Tomorrow at OKC. Then they have Washington, Phoenix, Golden State. So it's not like they have OKC twice. So that's going to be, all eyes are going to be on them, obviously. But at the end of the day, because let's say you finish the 2 seed, right? The reason why I want the 2 seed is because I want home court in the second round. Like, if we play Boston in the second round, I would like home court in the second round. That's what I would like. As many games in Madison Square Garden as possible. Mike is in the building. What's going on, Mike? Great comeback win, even though we shouldn't have been down 18 in the first place. The rotations are still funky, and I need more Mo. He needs the Deuce treatment already. What's going on, Mike? Appreciate you in the chat, Mike. Yes, man. Mo. Seems like every time Mo touches the floor, good things happen. Elfika says Josh's birthday this weekend. Seems like the guys were celebrating. And I think Leon Rose's birthday was too. Guys were out having dinner, celebrating. They were in L.A. They laid an egg. Then they came to Utah and almost laid another egg. But they won, right? So there are still things to correct. There are. And we have games to correct them. Right? We have games to correct them. So. Slow runner, what's going on? Knicks need to surpass last year's win total to get the 3rd spot. It would be good to get that 2nd seed to avoid Orlando and the Heat. Yes. Woody, what's going on? Appreciate you, Woody. Says this summer, hopefully Mo would be able to learn things from OG Anunoby. I'm excited for his future. Mo money, Mo problems. I'm really excited for Mo's future. And I'm excited to watch him in the playoffs, guys, because I know it'll be his first go-around in the playoffs. I know there will be some nerves there, but the young man has just been showing confidence all year long, and he's not afraid. And that type of stuff carries over in the playoffs. And I think that he'll be really good in the playoffs for us. And, hey, like I said, if he's playing better than Mikal, Mike Brown, show him. Show us something. Show us something. Celtic fan is in the building. He says Knicks going to have to play in the real Garden in the playoffs. Boston Garden. Okay. That's the real Garden. Okay. How did we fare last year in the real Garden? We'll see. Different year. Man, I love how they talking, man. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Mike says we need to start pushing Mo like he is the future of the team. Seriously, 6'9" wing that can do it all. He is a future. I can't wait to see him in a summer league where he will be the focal point. Yes. Peace. Peace of Jesus to all. Peace says, yay, Knicks won. Let's go. Appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate all of you in the chat. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. Late night, Thursday night. Defensive player of the game. Has that come out yet? Who won the defensive player of the game for the New York Knickerbockers? I am going to Mitch. Was it Mitch? I'm just throwing guesses out here. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Jordan Clarkson, shout out to Clarkson. Big game from JC. Big game for JC. I don't think it came out yet. JC? Mike Brown said Jordan Clarkson was the defensive player of the game. Let's see if we can get some quotes. Yeah, man, everyone's flaming Mikel, man. I mean, look at this. Look at this, man. I mean, yeah, man. He's going through it. He's going through it. He's going through it, but shout out to JC, man, stepping up when the New York Knicks need offense. And I want to play this clip from Mike Breen, who described the Knicks season. And I haven't seen it yet, but hold on. Bear with me for 1 second. Once again, shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys in the chat.
This team has had its ups and downs. Certain stretches, they had that 2-9 stretch. Then they go 15-4, and now a little bit of inconsistent play. It's all part of an 82-game season. The ebb and flow. You can't overreact to great stretches. You can't overreact to rough patches, because it's all about still growing. This team still is growing in terms of where their strengths are, how they're being defended now, and there's still some work to be done in the final 15 games. This team has had its...
The GOAT, Mike Breen, kind of saying calm down. Calm down to everyone. You can't overreact to these long stretches, to these good stretches, bad stretches. I love Mike, but again, this team will be judged in the playoffs. And he does have there is some truth to that. And Mike's been around the NBA for a very long time. So, but I think what bothers Knicks fans is the Celtics are ahead of them. The Detroit Pistons are ahead of them. And they really haven't just looked like better than last year. It's kind of been like the same, even though the numbers show like sometimes they are looking way better than last year. But you honestly are like, guys, the real fun starts next month, right? If they play like they have been with the inconsistencies, they will be an early out, right? They will be an early out. If they're inconsistent, they're playing with their food, they're not locked in, because it's 1st to 4, man. You can't have a 1-8 stretch in the playoffs, because you will be packing the cars to go home. You will be going home. And I guess that's what makes Knicks fans nervous, is because the owner came out and pretty much put the expectation that this is a championship year and he expects them to be in the NBA Finals. And the way they have been playing, do you really expect them to be in the NBA Finals? Now, we'll see. There's still some season left. I still do think they can get there. I have faith in this team. Call me crazy. I do. But, yeah. So that's kind of Mike Breen kind of telling everyone to calm down. Source says it's March and we still look lost. El Figgy says $150 million extension. Yeah. Look, make your money in the playoffs, Mikel. Make your money. People are already calling that the worst trade in Knicks history. Worst trade in Knicks history. People are calling that. Make your money in the playoffs. That's all I can give the advice to Mikal Bridges. Because anytime he has bench players out playing him, he's not diving for loose balls, man. He's not. Sometimes he just doesn't look built for it. And I hate to say that. Because let's be honest, Mikal Bridges has been to a finals. And Mikal Bridges has performed in the finals. And they should have won that finals. They were up 2-0. Like they should have won. That was the year that where Giannis and the Bucks came back. So he's been to a finals. He's performed in the finals. That's why I want to see how it looks next month. And then, because last year he showed us, like, versus Boston, like, he's valuable. So in the playoffs, it's a different game. Mikal could be more valuable in the playoffs than he is on a random night in March. And that's what I'm hoping for. But right now, it's just not looking good. It's not looking good. And that's all we can judge it on. So El Figgy says, I'm just ready for the playoffs to start at this point and to let the real Knicks show up. Yes, exactly. Appreciate you guys in the chat, man. Shout out to you guys rocking with me. I'm trying to get to see who the New York Knicks defensive player of the game is. I mean, if I go to the defensive stats, Brunson had 3 steals, and Anunoby had 2 steals. Mitch had 5 offensive boards. Clarkson had 5 offensive boards, though. This will be interesting. Source says that was 5 years ago. Source, you see, I'm trying to be nice to Mikal. I'm trying to be nice, man. I'm trying to save what I have to say until, like, when these games are actually making me go crazy. Even though tonight almost did too. Jordan Clarkson tonight, once again, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 of 5 from 3. Just incredible night from JC, man. But yeah, by the way, no fourth quarter minutes for Mikal Bridges. So, in case you're wondering if Mike Brown is afraid to bench him, he's not. He's not. He's not. So, Joe says, I still got hope for Kel. He'll show up during the playoffs like he did last year. Exactly. That's kind of where my head is at, man. Because you gave him the contract. You traded those picks because you think that he can be valuable to win you 4 rounds. And last year he showed that. So, right now my head is in playoff mode. I'm kind of like, okay, let's get the second seed. Let's go. If Mikal wants to be a part of that, please do. Please be a part of that. But we need him playing well, man. We need him playing well. Like, he needs to, like, he's been really, the thing about him, he's having a kind of like a career year from 3, and now he's just going through something right now again. Like, it's always something. That's the thing. Like, that's the thing that's frustrating. It's like always something with this guy. As soon as you think he turns a corner versus the Toronto Raptors, and then the post-game interview, which is beautiful, where he's like, you know, I looked myself in the mirror, I found myself, I was uncoachable, but now, let's go. And then, like, it seems like we're back. And that's where the frustrations lie. You know, I would say it's like 90% him, 85% him. Right? I know basketball is a team sport, but, man, the point outputs have been not good. Chris Gotti says 0 minutes in the fourth again for Bridges. I remember there were a couple of games last season where he didn't play the fourth. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So. Exactly, Woody. I'm not even responding to that Boston fan. 4-1. That's it. Last year. 4-1. This year's a different year, but you can't be talking like you beat us in the playoffs, man. Can't be talking. James Edwards. I think Jordan Clarkson won Defensive Player of the Game. Clarkson said he tried to hold back tears when the Jazz showed him a tribute video. Love that, man. I love that. Asked Mike Brown if Clarkson can be used as an example for not just young players on this team, but for veterans in a funk or not playing. 100%. Went even deeper into it. Really good answer from him. I'm sure the video will come out. Yeah, man. That's the thing with JC. That's why even though he hasn't been playing, I've always been shining light on him because I've been seeing him engaged, not sulking. Not sulking. Really good win on the road. That's from Mike Brown. Yeah. Big game. Big game from the squad. Elfie says the Knicks jersey is the heaviest in the league. Maybe the pressure is getting to Bridges. Yeah, and I brought that up too. Like I don't know if he's that, but that's the thing. Like I've seen him like we just saw him shine last year in the playoffs. Some games, right? Obviously he has had his stinkers, but like I hope it clicks for him, man. I do. Otherwise, you guys know what's happening this summer if it doesn't, man. You guys know. You guys know if he doesn't perform in the playoffs again, if the Knicks get bounced. This is not going to be the starting five next year. It's not. Can't wait for the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and get some sleep, working at AM. So appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, appreciate all your support. Subscribe, like, all the good stuff. And let's go get him in Indiana. Let's continue this stretch. And, hit me on Instagram, @NicksNation. On TikTok, @NicksNation_. On X, @NicksNation. Really that simple. And on YouTube. So be back on, when did they play? Saturday? No, Friday. Against the Pacers, right? They've been playing a lot lately, too. Is it every other day? Yeah, Friday. So, catch you guys on Friday. Look out for more Knicks Nation content on the YouTube channel. Be safe, everyone. Appreciate the members in here. As always, is Let's Go Knicks. I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Brunson a three. Bang! Jalen Brunson does it again!